Hey guys, Tony here. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody had at least those in the States, of course, had a great Thanksgiving. I'm still kind of in the midst of a turkey coma, I guess you could say. Um, but yeah, it was fantastic, fantastic meal. So, I'm here to do a video, and if you saw earlier, by the time this is up, it'll probably be late night, early morning, who knows? But earlier today, Thursday, um, Big Star Fred, he posted a video talking about how it was his 1 year anniversary of making videos. Um, and I just gotta say congratulations, man. I'm so glad you're with us. So yeah, the point of this video is I want to do, I guess you could call it sort of a tribute video to Fred, to Bigstar1000. I've learned so much from Fred. Um, I can't even begin. I'm gonna try to begin. I make no secret of the fact that this community in general has taught me so much. I mean, it's funny, like, before, like 2 years ago, I used to think I knew a lot about music. And man, I mean, I thought it was hip because I liked the Stooges and Bowie and, Neil Young and, the Dead Boys and all that stuff. But that is really scratching the surface, really and truly. And I said it 1,000 times how, I was really kind of stuck musically and I wasn't being exposed to a lot of things. And joining this community has, just opened doors big time for me. As you guys know, in every video, I'm thanking somebody when I show a record. And the person I probably thank most frequently is Fred. Um, yeah, he has turned me. If anything, All right. I'm gonna show you examples of records that he's inspired me to buy that he's talked about. And this too is just scratching the surface of things that he's inspired me to buy. Um, a lot of things that he's shown I'd heard of but never checked out. A lot of things were by bands I knew but didn't know this album. Um, but a lot of it is just stuff I'd never heard of and that he really inspired me to check out. There are a number of people in the community that have done that for me, and I could probably do this for a few people. But Fred is definitely the biggest one for me. And there's just something about his knowledge because it seems to be very. Um, he has a little bit of everything in a way, and I really like that idea. I like getting, the essential albums by a lot of artists. Um, I mean, he goes deeper than that, but in general, that's kind of the thing I get. And he's so knowledgeable, and I think it's just the mixture of all that different stuff that really draws me into his videos. But that's just one thing, really, that I like about his videos. I mean, him personally, how he talks about things, and just the style of his videos. He seems extremely sincere in his love of music. Um, you know. So, without further ado, I'm going to show some records here that he's inspired me to buy. In no particular order. I was thinking I probably could have put these in some kind of order, but I'm just going to what I pulled out. And again, this is just scratching the surface. I could have kept going. And he knows, I tell him all the time how much he's inspired me to buy things. Um, if anything, if like I said, if anything, this video is just going to show how completely unknowledgeable and unhip to music I was, and basically how enlightened and knowledgeable Fred is. And I have no problem with that. So I just wanted to say too that when you think about it, in terms of this community, when you look at it broadly, think about how somebody, a Frenchman who lives in Australia, um, has had a profound impact on music for me. And if you know me, music is a huge thing for me. I mean, huge. You guys all know. I know you all feel the same way. Music is just a huge part of my life, um, and to think that Fred down there has just had such a big effect on me. And for the rest of my life, I mean, you know, no matter what happens, I'm always going to remember him. I'm always going to remember you guys for the music that you guys have turned me on to. And I just think that's such an awesome thing. Hold on one second here. Okay. So, here I go. I didn't want to make this too long. Here's a big one. And it's a fantastic album. Unfortunately, it's in French. But I don't mean unfortunately. I do wish I could get the full effect of this album. Especially as Fred talks about. His use of the language. And I'm sure that's a huge part of it. Because it's a very... I don't want to say a wordy album. But the main focus is on his vocals and his storytelling. So, Serge Gainsbourg, however you say it, The History of Melody Nelson. And we all know this is a big, big favorite of Fred's. And rightfully so. Not even being able to understand the guy. It does have the lyric sheet. It's a fantastic record. And super glad I bought it. That's just, okay. Gonna keep going now. Some things that he's just shown, talked about. Not necessarily big favorites of his or whatever, I don't know. But things he's inspired me to buy. So yeah. High Tide, Sea Shanties. A fantastic, heavy psych album. Reissued on Sunday's Records. Alright, now a big thing is krautrock. I would say Fred single-handedly, before I even discovered like Derek's videos, Fred turned me on to krautrock. He made me really want to check it out. He basically taught me what it was. I'd heard of it before, but never really knew what it was. So, there's a lot of krautrock. Harmonia Deluxe, a fantastic record. Gonna keep moving here. Noi 75. I mean, just to think, I didn't know Noi. I mean, Christ, my mind boggles now because this has become just such a huge part of my love of music. I mean, these bands I listen to them all the time. I mean, here's one he showed, and I looked for it afterwards. I never thought I'd find it, or it was super expensive when I did see it, but I was able to pick up a copy. It wasn't cheap, but a lot cheaper than what it was going for. 2066 and Then. Fantastic, heavy, psych, German, krautrock. Awesome. Okay, I think this is definitely one of his favorites, Fred, and I think you have an original of this. The Dream Syndicate, Days of Wine and Roses. Awesome, awesome album. Very, you know, Velvet Underground in a way, you know, but just fantastic. Alright, so Talk Talk. A while back he was on a big Talk Talk kick, and I knew of Talk Talk, and I knew of this stuff, okay, but I never owned anything. I never listened to their albums. So yeah, this is Talk Talk. It's My Life. The Feelies, Crazy Rhythms. Did not know this record. You know, to think I thought I knew something about music. Awesome. Richard Thompson, Henry the Human Fly. I wanted this album for a long time now, since Fred showed it, and it took a while to finally get on Carthage. Awesome, awesome album. Here's one. I do have a couple other albums, but did not know this one. Jesus of Cool, his debut, right? Nick Lowe. The albums that I have by Nick Lowe, by the way, are nowhere near as good as this one. So yeah, this is like, it's basically two albums, but the same album. Jesus of Cool and what is it? Music for what is it? I forget now. Music for. I'll show you real quick. So it's this way. It's the Jesus of Cool, and you open it up, and it's supposed to be almost like a reversing album. All right, Pure Pop for Now People. That's it. So that's the American version. Jesus of Cool is the European version. Very cool record. Oh, fantastic garage psych band. The Outsiders with CQ. Fantastic. Now here's a band I'd heard of, but my mindset at the time was like I'd never check them out. Not even hearing them, I decided I'd never check them out. Why? I don't know, and that just goes to show how I was. Arcade Fire, Funeral, an absolute masterpiece. And Christ, you know, just to think. So, yeah. Alright, here's a big one, man. Caravan. If I could do it all over again, I'd do it all over you. Awesome album. So glad I got this. Fantastic. Alright, here's another big one. First of his obscure classics that I think it was his very first one and the first one I bought. McDonald and Giles. Fantastic. I always screw that up. Giles. Awesome, awesome. You know, from King Crimson, as you guys all know. Awesome album. Now, I remember Fred talking about Amandul and mentioning Yeti. And not alone his mentioning of it made me want to check it out. Amandul, Yeti. Fantastic psych krautrock. Awesome. Alright, and here are three huge ones. And again, Fred, thank you. That's all I could say for... That's all I could say is thank you. Can. I didn't know of Can. You know? Future Days. Eji Bamyasi. Or however you say it, really. That's what I say. Tago Mago. This is a fantastic album. I wanted to say, too, about this. I've heard a number of people say how they like the songs that are more sort of regular sort of songs that are melodic. That second LP, give it a chance. It really grows on you, and it really starts to sink in. And it really is music. It's hard to describe. But once it clicks, it's fantastic. That's my thought on it. But, oh God, what a great album. And here's another one I just showed recently. From Can, Hold Your Sukai, with Movies. I remember Fred showing this early on, probably in his krautrock video. Here's one that I've been on a big jag of listening to them, based on Fred, really. Portishead, which I believe is their second LP, if I'm not mistaken. Fantastic. I actually listened to this today. Fantastic. Another krautrock, Embryo. Fred was the first one to inspire me to check them out. Fantastic. We Keep On. Here's another big one. One that I've been listening to a lot lately. I picked it up and listened to it once. I listened to it twice and was blown away. And didn't revisit it for a little while. I don't know why. Moo. Awesome record. Awesome. Here's another Talk that I threw in because I really wouldn't have checked them out. Spirit of Eden. I mean, words just don't do justice. A few others. The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Here's the first record that Fred showed in his very first video, I believe. Belle and Sebastian, If You're Feeling Sinister. Now, with this band, I wasn't too sure because I bought Writing About Love, and I wasn't crazy about it. And then I picked up The Boy with the Arab Strap and liked that a lot more. And then got this, and this clicked, definitely. So, fantastic stuff. Finally, well, not finally, actually. Bill Fay Group, Tomorrow. I remember Fred showing this a long time ago now. Awesome. Finally, Captain Beefheart, Lick My Decals Off, Baby. So yeah, Fred definitely inspired me to check out Captain Beefheart more. Like, I'd heard him and I wasn't into it. And I definitely started giving it more of a chance. Actually listened to all of Trial Mask Replica and really sort of listened to the whole thing. And again, I'm not going to say I got it, but I enjoyed it. And I think that's good enough for that, you know? But this is, Lick My Decals Off, another crazy album. So there you go, it's my tribute to Fred. Again, Fred, the utmost thanks, really. I mean, just huge thank you. think about it again. I mean, you've changed my musical life. I mean, you've affected me, and I'm sure many, many, many others out there in the community, and otherwise, people that probably don't even comment or make videos, you know. They watch and learn like I have. So there you go, man. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys.